Alright, in this video we're going to be looking at a percentage decrease. So if something is decreasing, it means it is getting smaller in value. So it's the opposite of percentage increase, which is what we looked at in the last video. Common example of where percentage decrease is used, shops and discounts. So if you were to go into a shop and I know a pair of jeans cost $25 and you are decreasing that price by 15%. So the shop may have a sale and says 15% off in the entire store. You're looking at what you would do to decrease the original amount. So again, two methods, you pick which one you prefer to use. My original amount was $25. Very similar to the last method of the increase, I would find 15% or 15 over 100 of that $25. So essentially it's very similar to the other step. The only difference now is because it's decreasing, I would be subtracting the amount. So 15% of 25 is 3.75. So that is the 15%. Because it is a decrease, I would have my original amount, 25, and I would subtract that $3.75 to get my final amount. So when you do this step, again, the only difference is just make sure you remember to subtract because you are reducing the value of the original amount. So if you were to go into that shop, the new price would be $21.25. Let's look at another example. Alright, let's say you went into the shops again and you bought something that cost $450 and you found out that there was a 35% sale on, so you are decreasing that price by 35%. So your first step would be to find 35% of that $450. 35 over 100, this is straight into your calculator, of $450. So 35% of $450 gives you $157.50. Your next step, because it is a percentage decrease, you would then get your original amount, so 450, and you would subtract that 157.50 to get your final amount. So a few common mistakes, or depending on the question, some common mistakes that occur in tests and exams. People don't actually read the question properly. The question may sometimes ask, what is the final amount that they pay? If they're asking for the final amount, great, then you would give this final value here. Some questions say, how much does the person save? Which means we're only interested in this value. How much are they getting off the price? That's what it's asking. What's the discount? How much do they save? So just be careful of what the question asks. So that's method one. Method two, I think of a bit of a chocolate bar method. If you picture chocolate bar, that entire thing is 100%. One whole bar is 100%. If you're looking at a discount, so let's say we've got something that costs $30 and I'm looking at taking 20% off that price. If you picture a chocolate bar, that 20%, let's say, is about that much. The rest of that chocolate bar is actually how much I'm paying. That 20% is what I get off the price, but the rest of it, so if I know that whole thing, one whole is 100%, so the rest is 80%. So what I'm actually finding, or what I'm actually paying, is 80% of that $30. So straight away in my calculator, if I find 80% of that $30, then I get my final amount straight away. So what does that give me? $24. That is the price that I'm going to pay if I get 20% off the original price of $30. That is not the amount that I'm saving, or that's not the discount that I get. So just be careful with this method. This method gives you the final price that you would be paying, or the final amount, once the discount or once the decrease is applied. Okay, let's do another example. Let's say you go into a shop and you buy some wood and it's 4,500 meters. Next time you go in, you want to decrease that by 15%. again, if you picture your chocolate bar, the whole thing is 100%. If I want to take 15% off that amount, then the amount left, the amount that I'm actually interested in, is 100%, take away 15%, which gives me 85%. So I'm interested in finding 85%, which is 85 over 100, of my original amount, which is 4,500. So that's the bit you would put into your calculator. Okay, so if I type that in, that gives me an answer of 3,825. Don't forget your units, we're in meters. But again, that gives me my final amount, depending on the question, and you pick which method is better suited for you.